Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for returning. Today, we're diving into a deeply emotional and unexpected turn in the life of one of gospel music and ministry's most respected families. What started as quiet concern has now unfolded into a tragic and heartbreaking reality, one that has left thousands stunned and praying. Stay with us as we walk through the story that has shaken an entire community and revealed a side of this family few have ever seen. No one anticipated this. Not the devoted members of the congregation who gathered each Sunday without fail. Not the longtime friends who have stood by the family's side through decades of ministry. And certainly not the thousands who've drawn strength from the steady leadership of Pastor J. Drew Sheard. What began as just another week quickly turned into one of uncertainty, quiet whispers, and deepening concern. It started subtly. The beloved pastor missed a Sunday service, something that hadn't happened in years. His absence was brushed off at first. Maybe he was resting. Maybe he was traveling. But then came the social media silence. No messages. No devotionals. No uplifting songs or scriptures. Even the family's usually active online presence went dark. Then came an emotional sight. Sheard, known for her grace and strength, was spotted leaving the church office with tears in her eyes. Witnesses say she avoided conversation and hurried to her car. That one silent moment lit a spark. Speculation began. People began to ask, "What's happening?" And it wasn't just Karen. Their daughter, Kiara, an inspiration to many and a rising gospel star, had also gone silent. Her usual joyful posts and performances were replaced by nothing. Her fans noticed immediately. "Is everything okay?" they asked. No one responded. That silence hung heavy, especially for those who had followed the family for years. Then came vague whispers, a private emergency, maybe a hospital visit. But nothing was confirmed. The church community rallied together quietly, holding prayer vigils and lighting candles, united in concern. But behind the scenes, the Sheard family was living through something unimaginable. A tragedy that would not only break their hearts, but test their very foundation. Then, without warning, it happened. Early one morning, a post appeared from Pastor J. Drew Sheard. No names. No explanation. Just a simple black square with words that read, "We are trusting God through the most painful season of our lives." Those who had followed the family didn't need more details. They knew. And slowly, the heartbreaking truth began to unfold. The family had lost someone they loved like a son, Jordan, a 19-year-old nephew raised in their home after losing his parents. He was quiet, kind, helpful, and rarely seen in the spotlight. But behind his smile, Jordan had been fighting a silent battle with depression. Despite the family's love, care, and spiritual strength, the battle proved too heavy. He was found unresponsive in his bedroom. And just like that, a young life, full of potential and promise, was gone. The news sent shockwaves across the faith and gospel community. Not because of scandal, not because of controversy, but because of sorrow. Real, raw, human pain. For Pastor Sheard, who had comforted so many in their darkest hours, this time, it was his turn to grieve. For Karen Sheard, whose strength had uplifted thousands, this time, she was the one trying to stand. And for Kiara, usually full of life, there were no songs, no words, just silence. But what followed was unexpected and powerful. Support poured in from every direction. Not gossip. Not judgment. Just love. Churches paused to pray. Fans wrote letters. Gospel artists dedicated songs. Mental health advocates, pastors, and ordinary people stood up together, united in one message. Even families of faith can hurt. Even pillars of strength can fall. And healing begins with honesty. This is not just a story about a family in the public eye. It's about love, loss, and what it means to be human, no matter how strong or spiritual you are. Let this serve as a reminder: check on your loved ones. Speak about mental health. And know that even in the darkest valley, you're not alone. Our hearts are with the Sheard family during this time. Thank you for joining us today. Be kind. Be present. And as always, take care of yourself and one another.